And now to another developing story we're following for you right now. Reaction is coming in this afternoon. This is after the announcement that Metro Police Chief Steve Anderson will retire. It comes weeks after activists and even some Metro Council members have called for him to resign. Our chief investigative reporter, Jeremy Finley, has been covering Anderson's tenure really since the beginning. Jeremy, was this something that Anderson did on his own, or did somebody force his hand?
Well, Lauren, 3 times today, the mayor sidestepped that exact question during this morning's news conference. But we wanted to ask specifically to the police department for more clarification, and they specifically cited how the mayor responded to a question from our own Nancy Amons, and you're going to hear that in just a moment. But critics of the chief say they don't believe he would have retired had it not been for the protests that have spread across the city. With this announcement,
the chief asked me to announce this, the retirement of Chief Anderson.
What activists have called for weeks became a reality. The 10-year run as chief for Steve Anderson will end later this year after his successor is chosen in a national search. It marks the end of a career where Anderson was praised and criticized for how police handled Black Lives Matter protests in 2014 and today. Additional controversies, including the arrest of activists and independent reports showing police pulled over more black people than white, resonated with his critics. But Anderson weathered those storms with the support of mayor after mayor, including Mayor Cooper. Here's his response to a question from our Nancy Amons, who asked if Cooper asked the chief to retire.
Yes, I think it is the right decision for the city at this time, and the chief specifically wanted me to announce it. He's engaged in 45 years of service to the community, and that service requirement, I think his expectation is for the chief executive of the county to make that decision.
For many activists, Anderson was a polarizing figure, and for others, there was this strong disagreement in how he handled certain situations.
All right, a spokeswoman for the police department said that Chief Anderson did not submit a former letter announcing his retirement. Well, one voice that you don't routinely hear in these kinds of matters is the response from rank and file officers. But tonight at 6, you will. You're going to hear from a police officer who has stepped away from the force and said that it was the right time for Anderson to retire. You're going to hear why coming up tonight at 6. Lauren?
Okay.